say that. No. Stop.
This is beyond
That's
magic.
magic, all right.
This is dark magic. This is dark magic.
You're
This
wrong
is
side, but it's
beyond
magic.
magic. Come on, guys. Come on. First
I didn't catch
episode.
it. I like that though.
First episode of
That's
Stock
good.
Honor.
That's good.
Welcome to the most exciting podcast
Okay.
in the world.
All right. All
my
right.
name is AJ.
Wakka.
Ace.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We're
Oh,
out of practice.
okay, yeah.
We're completely
It's been
out of
a minute.
practice.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while. And we're actually not there. As you notice, Ace is a what do you call this thing, Ace?
VTuber.
Yeah, he is a VTuber. So if you've been watching his stream and at the same time you've been watching our our previous videos, you probably could figure out 1 + 1 = 2. And this is Ace.
Yes.
I'm new.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm an all new person.
Exactly. We had first of all, I want to say thank you to Casey for giving us a privilege to do this podcast. It's been sad and lonely not having We're Alive for quite a while after Descendants.
No, tell me about it, man. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
I've been longing for it, and it's been sad.
So long. It's been so long.
It's been so long. After Descendants, we're like, when is season 2? When is season 2?
Right.
When is season 2? It's like,
Right.
it might take a while. I'm like, what do you mean it might take a while? There's no such thing as may take a while. Can you just drop
So
it?
like next week, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And then when he announced that we're doing Scouts Honor, I'm like, wait, what? What? When are we doing Scouts Honor? When did this happen?
It was so bittersweet to hear that because I knew we'd known it was a project for a while.
Yeah.
But it was like always like in the background. We're like, Descendants is here now. This is what it's all about.
Yes.
And we're like, okay, so we'll come back. We're working on that. We'll come back to that. And we're gonna finally release Scouts Honor. We're like, wait, yes, but no, wait, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, it's so when he announced that Scouts Honor will be on Tuesday, like this Tuesday, right?
Yes.
This is gonna be dropping Tuesday.
Oh,
like
man.
out of nowhere. It's like, hey, we're doing Scouts Honor on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, I am prepared for this, but I'm not mentally prepared for it to come out like right now. You know? There's no announcement a week before, but he just we're doing it.
Right. Right.
Yep, it's here.
It's
here.
here.
We are.
It's here. Okay. So Scouts Honor is written by Casey Whalen and Pegs. Alyssa Elliott. So we are first let's talk about your first thought. What was your first thought about Scouts Honor? Maybe because we have no idea what Scouts Honor is, right?
Right.
Even after Casey explained what it's gonna be like, that it's before. I almost said before the pandemic. That's kind of sad. Before the outbreak, your initial thought about what it's Scouts Honor is gonna be like.
I thought what I was expecting it to be is a prequel of more of the characters in Descendants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotcha.
like their time in training before being recognized. Like in first chapter, they were recognized as whatevers.
Gotcha.
For all their achievements.
Yes,
as
exactly. I was assuming,
cadets.
how they connected, but I think that kind of happened at the end of Was it in Gold Rush?
Yeah.
Did that happen in Gold Rush? A sneak peek before.
Very, very briefly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought there would be about that. That was my thought.
How about you, Ace?
So, okay, I got kind of mixed thoughts because at first I thought it was gonna be about like a group of Boy Scout-esque characters during everything. So not prequel, but like during just somewhere.
Right.
Whether it was, at day 0 on or year 1 or whatever. I just thought it was gonna be something like that. But then when we listened to everything that Casey was saying during that live a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, Catalina, so it is a prequel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And my mind immediately went to just prequel, and then obviously we got that little snippet in there and everything.
Right.
But
I didn't get the whole I didn't take the whole like training with Michael and things like that because it's still a zombie. It's still an infected podcast. You know what I mean? So it's not like a. It's not like a.
He
Yeah, he
said
said the
it.
thing. It's not. It's not just a training like army training. But in my head, I thought it would be like the other camp that they exploded. I thought it would be like the life. So before the outbreak and then during the outbreak in the camp itself. What was that one with the Colonel? The guy who blew up the whole place.
You're talking about in
Kemet. It's Kemet.
Fort Irwin.
Yeah, Fort Irwin. I thought it would be in the Fort Irwin. I thought that's the story is like them, the soldiers getting stuck there. I thought that would be it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're going at.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it won't end as the old gang, the OG will show up in the place.
Like that's kind of how it would end.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like
So
like that middle of season 3 or whatever.
right.
Huh.
So and then we will still, we're gonna hear about the Muldoon and the Gold Rush gang.
Right.
That was
miss
my
the
initial
fellas.
thought. Yeah. So
That would have been interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we listened to the first episode, it totally caught me off guard. I'm like, wait, I'm hearing kids. Which, by the way, dude, Casey's podcast, right, from the OG Descendants to this, it's
Yeah,
like the age is like decreasing. You know what I mean?
I see where you're going at. Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
OG,
man.
and then Lockdown is about the same age, and then you got the soldiers in Gold Rush, it's younger, and then Descendant younger, and then
you go down to
Scouts
Kings.
are like kids.
And now it's kids, yeah.
Right.
But like it's also like almost getting darker.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
my
we're gonna
goodness.
talk about that. We're definitely gonna
Man.
talk about that. That thing is.
Oh, you better believe it. I got notes for it.
that
For
thing
real.
is-
Tell me about
it's
it.
dark. That thing is completely dark. Okay, so
Welcome to Camp Emerald Bay. Each year, Venture Scouts from around the country come to beautiful and serene Catalina Island to foster trust, loyalty, good citizenship, and bravery. All while making great friends and lasting memories.
So the intro, which by the way, also Ace, I didn't mention this to you. So we're gonna, if you're watching or listening to this podcast, we're gonna include snippets of the podcast itself. So if we're mentioning about a quote from the podcast, you're gonna hear it from the podcast. So you're not just gonna hear it from us. You're gonna hear it in this podcast. You're gonna hear from the actual podcast
Wait,
itself.
Casey gave us the green light for
Oh,
that?
dude, he said I can do whatever I want. That's what he said.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Yo, Casey spoils us.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
He said, I
We
can
love
do
it
whatever
too,
I want.
Casey.
He said, yo, you can do whatever you want. Just put it in there if you want. So you're going to hear, which I'm going to mention, the intro of the podcast. Is like, I think this is the intro of the camp itself that we hear, that we're going to hear towards like the middle or end of the, when the main character entered the camp. It's like the intro of the camp, and you can hear zombies in the background.
Yeah.
While he was talking about it.
So like it seemed kind of like that foreboding like introduction, like
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
how
exactly.
like every introduction has
Yeah.
been for the We're Live series. It's like, oh, here's the setup. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
But like it's very
Yeah.
forward throwing the tones. They're like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna be some like eased in like We're Alive, like it wasn't like an ease in, but it kind of was. Like Story of Survival,
Right,
it was
yep.
an ease in. Descendants was kind of an ease in. Lockdown eased in, but like literally in the first minute, you're hearing the screams and the terror.
Yes,
I was
yes.
like,
So,
oh, this is gonna be like one of the most horror driven.
Oh,
Yeah, so when he
nice.
said that, when the intro said that bravery, you hear like the zombie like growl
Yes,
like louder,
yes.
and then when he said what he said, lasting memories. So the infected, the sound that he make, it's more like a mocking laughter, like lasting memories.
Yeah.
I see.
You know what
I
mean?
see.
It's like mocking us, like lasting
I'm
memories.
so glad you caught that. I have that right here at the top of my
Because I had to listen to it over and over again.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that intro, I think it's the intro of the camp. Like, when you get to the camp, like what Blaine said, oh, they play this every year. I think this was
Yes,
that part.
that's what I
this
believe
was-
it is.
This was that part when he was talking.
It sounded different though. It was different between the two.
Yeah. So it's like the intro. So they had an intro for the camp. Now we have an intro for the camp. Like
Yeah,
this is the intro of the camp.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
for
welcome
us.
to the camp.
It's like our intro versus their intro.
Yeah. Right.
So where they were very, very similar, but there were definitely a couple of those key differences,
Right.
such as the undertones in that background.
Yes, dude.
Gnarling.
Yes, there's a lot of like I think this might be our interpretation, and we were probably going way too deep into this, and it's probably not even
Of
like,
course we will.
you know, Casey's probably not like I didn't write that on that purpose, like sure, but there's a ton of like Easter egg and a nod for the like what you said earlier. It's like foretelling, like what's about to happen.
The
like
foreshadowing, yeah.
foreshadowing. It's like a lot of them.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like for example, this one.
Come on aboard. The last ferry to Catalina will be leaving in 10 minutes.
The conductor said last ferry to Catalina. It is legitimately the last
Literally
ferry.
the last one.
The last ferry to Catalina. It's a foreshadow. It's like there's no after this. There's not gonna be any ferry to Catalina.
Very true.
Catalina Island. The last makes it, and the way he said it too. It's like he emphasized that this is the last ferry, and it literally is the last ferry.
Which at first
Yeah.
you think like, oh yeah, it's end of the day, it's the last one, even
Right.
though it's only like early afternoon probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 1 o'clock, 2
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's the.
But they're
it's
saying
the-
last.
yeah, and it's the camp. So I wanna ask Wakka to explain this only because he caught it first, and for a lot of reason. He's the first one who finished the podcast before we did, so he mentioned it. Talk about what is the importance of this Catalina.
So I believe, and I might be wrong, because
No, you're right because I listened to that episode and we're alive.
so I believe this this story of Catalina Island is the infected when Michael and Peg and Kelly were out about on the beach side. I think they were in
Yes.
Long Beach. They were in Long
Yes.
Beach, and they were at the boat getting all cutesy and all, and then you see all the infected coming out of the assuming from the island and then coming on the boat. I'm assuming they mentioned they saw Catalina Island or something like that.
So it was.
They specifically say it. Yeah.
Yes.
It was We're Alive, the OG We're Alive, chapter 16 over the airwaves, part 3 of 3. And because Pegs or Kelly said something like, oh, that's this island. And then Michael said, no, that's Catalina Island.
Right.
Yeah, it was Pegs. It was it was either like right when they were getting in the water or like while they were in the water or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was they were taking a bath.
They were
Pegs and-
bathing, yeah, it's when they were in the water.
Yeah, Michael and Pegs were bathing. And Peg said, oh, what is that island? Is that this? And then Michael said, no, that's Catalina. Which is so interesting, okay? I want to say this. A lot of people didn't like the filler episodes in Real Life, like this filler episode, because they hated it, right? Just like, what is the purpose of this filler episode? There's nothing.
This is the purpose.
Yeah.
This is the purpose.
I feel like
A whole other story.
I feel like this is Casey's way of saying, "Ooh, you don't like that? Okay, you skipped it. All right, fine. I want to make a whole podcast about this."
You skipped it. Let me give you a whole 6-part
Let me
series about this one thing.
Yeah. So
Oh, man.
this is what I'm gonna say. If you're watching this podcast and you hate some of the filler episodes, keep hating on them. So Casey will keep
Make
making
more. Yes. Yes.
yeah, he's gonna keep making more. It's like, oh, you don't like that? Okay, I'm gonna, because it's the same thing with the soldiers, right? Like we hear all these soldiers about, the gold rush. They didn't like gold rush. A lot of people didn't like gold rush, and then Descendants is like, oh yeah, gold rush is important.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I forget to mention that's like one of the pillars of this whole
Yeah.
series that we're working on right now?
Yeah. No, we're here now. Yeah. Okay. So the Camp Emerald Bay. I looked this up, okay, because this is important. This is our first episode of this series. Camp Emerald Bay actually exists in real life.
Huh.
There's actually a Camp Emerald Bay, and it's actually in the Catalina Island. If you can go to their website, just do Camp Emerald Bay, and it will show you. It's in Catalina Island. It's in Avalon, Michigan. Avalon, California.
I was saying, hold up.
Not
I was like,
Michigan.
wait.
Avalon, California.
bro.
Yeah, Avalon, California, and you can visit their website and find out what they do. And this is why, if you listen to the end of the episode, you will hear the narrator saying,
Yes.
"In real life, they actually take care of them. You know, this is not the real thing."
I thought he threw it
It's
in
much more
on
professional.
purpose.
We
Yeah,
take
yeah.
care of our students. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
and if
was good.
if there's an infected or zombie apocalypse, we know what to do.
Right,
You know?
right.
Casey and his team have done so good in
For
every
real.
podcast when
Yes.
it comes
I
to
agree.
placements
Yes.
and like accuracy. They're like everything that we're talking about to a degree is real
Yeah.
and right
Yes.
where we
Yeah.
say it is.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's a couple bits of embellishment saying like this is here but it's here for our world not
Yeah.
for like the real thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
for example, like one thing that might exist, knowing Casey, but it might not exist, is like the big bomb shelter where all of Gold Rush takes place. Like that could exist, but that could also be something that was placed specifically for the storytelling purposes.
I believe so only because Casey have experienced most of this, I believe. Because kid you not, listen up, and correct me if I'm not on the same page with you. I'm from out there, but I had no clue all this was happening out there. Although I mean, exist out there. This area here, Catalina Island. I only learned Catalina exist after listening to the We're Alive podcast. I didn't know there was an extra island on the outside. But yeah, like you were saying, Casey. Sorry, Ace.
Yeah, because even in Descendants, you know, when he explained that the place actually exists, it's in Vegas. You know,
Yeah,
every
like
single
going
one
through
of them.
Nevada and everything.
Yeah.
And Wakka, like even you've like pulled up the map and you've said like, oh yeah, it's around here, it's around here.
Yeah.
and I'm all right over here. And so like you've connected a lot of those dots, which is actually the first thing that helped me realize like the actual accuracy to a lot
Right.
of these
Right.
descriptions.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it made it more real
Real.
and made me like the first time you told me that and I re-listened to the series, it made it all so much better and real because it's like, oh, like this isn't a fantasy world. It's a fantasy scenario in a very real world.
Have you done? I mean, this is a question for Casey. Have you been on those kind of camps? Because I didn't know those camps existed. Or any of you?
I mean,
or
he was a soldier.
Ace?
Yeah.
I would say it. I would believe that fully, but no, I mean like it's similar. Like it made me think of like a Boy Scouts,
That's what I
Eagle
thought.
Scouts kind of camp. Like
Yeah.
that's what it made me think of, especially when they talk about the knot, that they tie throughout the episode and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, it's just like another one of those, and then saying, oh yeah, there's like a girls' camp, blah blah blah. So I'm like, it just seemed like it might be like a popular, like, the style of camp. So I would fully believe that that's something that they host.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to set
you're
track on
fine.
that.
Now we meet our main.
That's what we're here
protagonist.
for.
Yeah, our main. Here we meet our main protagonist.
Yes.
I hope. And we meet Franklin.
Franklin?
You never know. He might be dead in the second episode. Who knows?
Fair enough.
Bro, the way that this stuff plays out, you never know.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
But
Now-
actually,
Yeah.
no. There is one thing that gives us a good defining thing. He's the one with the journal.
Yes. I wanna.
Yes.
But
I
not
wanna
make it to the very end. But
Yes.
he
Yes.
will make it to the dang near end of the story
Yes.
because it's his journal.
So
and
I-
as of now, he's the only one with a journal.
Right. I was gonna mention it later on when he bought the notepad, which it's getting closer. But I'm gonna say this since you mentioned it. I love that we went back to this.
Yes.
You know,
I agree.
like the
I agree.
narration is from the notepad or from the journal, like what happened in We're Alive.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like,
Every-
oh, yes.
Every time they do this, it like ever since the end of the story of Survival, it's like brought back that same thing of, oh hey, we're actually telling the story from current time
Yeah.
in the We're Alive world.
Yeah.
We're just telling the story of what we're reading.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
but obviously we're experiencing it the way they experienced it, but we're reading like their finished story, which makes it so much more fascinating.
We were talking about the notes. The notes were great, and it's a narration instead of, you know, because in Descendants we were figuring that out. Descendants, now that the books are gone, the notebooks are gone, who's gonna be
Right.
narrating? I mean, they still did a great job of making the whole thing flow, but there's not a lot of narration anymore, you know, in
Right.
Descendants.
Which makes me so curious to see how this story is going to become known in the public world.
Yeah.
Because most likely, like, this probably isn't the case, but as of right now, it seems like there is no survival potential for this group, meaning that somebody is going to get a hold of this notebook after they're all gone.
Yes.
Or obviously people are going to make it out, and then that's how the story is going to get shared.
Yeah.
But it's still super curious to be like, how is that notebook going to come into the hands of somebody in the We're Alive world?
I agree. I agree.
Of our We're Alive world, I should say.
And also, I apologize that we didn't mention this, but We're Alive celebrating their 15 years, bro. 15
I thought we were gonna
I
do
was
that
ready
later,
to talk
but-
about it at the end.
I know, but 15 years, and
For real?
and the reason why I mention it, first of all, We're Alive's in high school now.
Don't say that. No.
We're Alive's in high school. This is our kid, but the reason why I mentioned that is
15
so we have all of these characters, right? We have the character from Real Life, we have a character from Lockdown, we have a character from Gold Rush, Descendants. Now we have a characters from Scouts Honor. Now, whether they survive or not, I feel like by the end of this, towards the end of the We're Alive era, we're gonna mix all of them together.
I believe
everything is just gonna mesh around. Like, here they are.
I believe it. I believe it. In my mind, I just might think that because this is 15. From, if we're going to believe this is from day 0, and the time from Descendants, how many years from that time to now? With from Descendants, like 17, 19 years.
Yeah.
18 like 18 and a half years or so, because Nick's 18 now, right?
Yeah, it's a long time.
I really believe that we're gonna meet Franklin later.
Yeah.
Later.
If he's alive, if he's alive.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had a thought immediately that Franklin was going to be someone from that he was going to be a core character that we may have met already.
Yeah, let's keep going, because I'm gonna mention that in a little bit, but let's keep going.
You're the one that started it.
So we I know but so we meet Franklin and a little bit of the mom,
and not just Franklin L. Devon.
Yeah. So I know. Can we just flow with the thing first?
telling
Because
you.
Ruby's gonna say that, and I have a reason for that.
I guess that's right.
Yeah. So we met with Franklin / a little bit of mom,
Yes.
right? Okay. So I'm a parent now, right? I have kids. Dude, imagine being the mom. You just drop off your kid, and then zombie apocalypse, and you're like, crap, my kid.
I couldn't imagine
Oh
that.
man.
And it's his first camp. This is like the first time the mom dropped him off. Zombie apocalypse.
Trying to like help him like be out and like learn, be like, go out, make friends.
That didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
she
register
probably
that.
she probably just convinced the son, hey, it's okay to be outside, be with people. Don't be behind your computer and
man.
somewhere. Just be outside. You'll be fine. Zombie apocalypse.
Shoot.
Ugh.
Shoot.
So like, this will be, if someone said this, it's traumatic. This is the traumatic part.
Right.
You
I
know?
agree.
This is every kid saying, this is the reason why. This is
I
why I
didn't
don't go
think that.
outside, mom.
I didn't even think of
This
that.
is why I don't go.
Yeah, this is why I stay at home. And then as soon as we met Franklin, we met.
Nice suitcase.
Was I not supposed to bring one?
You gonna take that on the trail?
Classic pollywog.
One of the, I would say, one of the antagonists of the show. We met Chase speaking
Yes.
on him. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, I literally put in my note, I was like, they called him a classic pollywog.
Yeah, polywog.
And so I'm assuming it's a term for a new camper.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
Not-
so.
And
not
so like,
Pokemon.
obviously, like, as it goes
Not
on,
Pokemon.
that becomes a little bit more clear. But
Yes.
it's very interesting because they started pointing out why a polywog in this situation is so much worse
Yeah.
than any other polywog there.
Yeah. And a polywog, like a tadpole. Not at first, I thought about like, oh, that's a Pokemon. Are we doing Pokemon
Yeah,
camp?
right?
But it's
That's
not.
exactly what I thought.
It's not a Pokemon camp. But classic polywog. And then Chase said
Either way,
something
it's
about Chase said something about the suitcase, right?
Yeah.
And knowing shows and movies, right? There's a reason for everything. Writers, directors, and things like that. Now, Do you guys think? Because I think it might. Do you think the suitcase will play a big role or a little bit of a role in the whole thing?
I think the suitcase and what he adds to the suitcase later are both going to play a decent part.
Yes. What I actually can imagine is Chase hiding in the suitcase. Because he picked on him like, you bring a suitcase to camp? Classic Polywog. It's like, yeah, and then they find Chase in the same suitcase hiding.
That's funny.
That would be hilarious,
I can
bro.
picture that. I can picture that.
That would be so awesome.
They're hiding there. And then one of my favorite characters so far in this first episode is the conductor. Bro, the voice of the conductor is just amazing.
Just ignore them. First time?
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a big summer for you. I remember my first time at Emerald Bay. The camp is magical.
All right?
I believe is it Gus? No, it's not Gus.
No, it's not Gus.
No, that's the bus. That's the
bus driver.
Okay.
Yeah. His voice is just in every We're Alive, we have one voice that's like, oh, that's a good voice, right? We're Alive, we have what's the name of the phone guy, the old guy? Why am I
talking about? Not Pete.
With Pete.
Who passed? The guy who passed.
No. Why am I struck? No. No.
We know the name. Everybody's just listening and watching to this, yelling at the name. Like, this is his name. And Ace is usually good with the names.
Forget it.
I know.
No.
Oh, I am so sorry, Casey. You might be disappointed.
Why am I just thinking Pete? But it's not Pete.
He's
with Pete.
It's not.
Yeah, he is with Pete.
Yeah.
He's with Pete. No.
Oh, shoot. We're gonna.
It'll come to me.
It will come to that.
So
and
I agree with his voice. I mean, not to cut off, but when I first heard him,
it's creepy, isn't it?
Yes, the first time I heard him talking to Franklin, I was like,
a little boy.
It's like, is this your first time?
Yeah.
And then the way he said it, all I thought was like, that's creepy. It's like, oh, it's gonna be good.
Stay away from my kid. Yeah. And then in Descendants, of course, it's Walrus. This very distinctive voice.
Oh
Walrus.
my gosh!
Yeah.
Yes.
And then now we're here in Scout's Honor. It's him. It's his voice. So we met with the conductor. No, I'm talking about like distinctive voice.
I see what
we met with the conductor, and he said this. Okay, they said this multiple times. The island is magical. Ooh, it's magical.
That's
all
what
right.
freaked me out. I was like,
it's magical. Like Franklin got their zombie apocalypse. Like, yeah, this is beyond magic.
Right?
This is dark magic. This is dark magic.
This is
time,
beyond
but it's
magic.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
so,
man.
do you guys have anything else to add there?
No, I just thought his voice was creepy. That's all I said.
All right. Let me talk about something that I might be overthinking this, which I usually do, but when that was happening or after that thing was happening, we hear multiple campers talking about group names, right? You guys notice about the group names that we're talking about?
I want barracudas this year.
I'm hoping for Troop Himalayan Jumping Spider.
Dude, that's not a troop name.
It should be. Maybe the Bisons. I hear there's some still on the island.
Yeah, left over from some movie or something.
One of them said Barracuda, and then the other one is Himalayan Jumping Spiders. I feel like this is a call out to Descendants zombies. You have the Barracuda in the water that's swimming, because Barracuda is a fish, and then Himalayan Jumping Spiders, they jump. So it's like a call out to the zombies in Descendants. Like, who are they gonna turn into?
He said it again. He said the Z word.
I know. I've been saying it. And then, so it's like the future infected from Descendants.
Right.
Now, he said, the same kid said, I want to be a bison. It's like, oh, bison. That's not even no, that's the Himalayan jumping spider. I looked this up, and he said that there's bison in Catalina. Of course, we aren't from California, so we don't know anything about the story. But actually, it's a fun fact. A movie corporation left a small herd of bison in Catalina for a movie.
Yeah.
This is for a movie. It's back in 1924. You know what's the most interesting about this? And the reason why,
insane.
And this is, dude, I got goosebumps when I figured this out. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Casey did this on purpose or not, but the reason why he mentioned this, because the title of that movie is Vanishing Americans. The title of the movie where they left the bison in the island, it's called Vanishing Americans. what happened in We're Alive? Freaking every single American is vanishing, bro, and turning to infected. Yo, Casey, did you do that on purpose? Is that why you mentioned the fun fact
That's
about
actually
bison?
wild. If
Bro.
that's
Good.
coincidence,
Full pun
that's
intended. That's
insane.
actually wild. No, seriously though, right?
Whoa.
The name of the movie is Vanishing Americans, and he mentioned that fun fact about the bison being left in
that's
Catalina.
funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I looked it up. I mean, all you have to do is just type in "Why is there bisons in Catalina?" and then it will give you all that information. That's all I did.
That's wild.
So is the conductor the same person who sells the snacks and candies?
I believe so, because he was there
I
at
mean,
the shop.
they sounded very similar.
Yeah. Because that's.
Dude, my man hooked Franklin
Oh
up
yes.
like 3 times over.
Yes. Did you guys notice that? I know he's gonna say it again later on, but he mentioned it twice that you can't buy the supplies in the island.
Yes.
He said it
Yeah.
twice. Yeah. And that's really important that he said that. So he bought the notepads, and this is for the narrator. It's classic. And after this, right, he bought the notepad for $4, and then one of the most magical thing happened in this episode is
Oh, sorry.
Nice going, Bigfoot.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Very classic.
Hermione met Harry Potter. It's Ruby, not Hermione. It's so related.
Yeah.
It's so related to the kind of like a Harry Potter, because Hermione met Harry Potter in the train ride. Okay, hold on. Oh, yes.
He types it in.
Remembered.
He types it in.
Yes,
I was like, why
it's
didn't you just say
Glenn.
it?
I was
His
so mad.
name-
I didn't want to cut him off. I was
Glenn,
so
you
mad that I
could have
couldn't
cut me
think of it.
off. Yeah, you could have cut me off. His name is Glenn. That's right. His name
That's
is Glenn.
right.
Glenn.
Glenn.
You know what I'm gonna
Too
do?
long.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut that portion when we're trying to remember his name, and I'm gonna put it right here. His name is Glenn.
It took too long to
Nice.
remember.
Nice.
Yeah, good job. Were you thinking about it since the time that we were trying to
This
figure
whole
out?
time.
This whole time. Yes. He's
Oh,
been,
bro.
He's been so quiet. It's
I
like,
bet he was just digging. He's like,
Remember
what is it?
yeah,
What is
yeah,
it? What is
yeah.
his name?
His name is Glenn.
Oh,
So
man.
Hermione met Harry, and it's so cute. You know, like when we were kids and we were
Oh my gosh.
cutie patootie. Although I'll take this over what happened in Descendants. You know what I mean? Like that whole weird thing happening with Nick, and like no, I'll take this. This is cute. You know, this is wholesome.
Right.
Yeah.
I put my notes. I was like,
This,
I put Franklin, main character, has the notepad, falls in love in 5 minutes. We
Yes.
must protect this lad at all
Yes,
costs.
exactly. But if you think about it, though, you said fall in love. Ruby fell first to Franklin before Franklin.
I see what you did there.
fell for her.
I see what you did there.
Yes, she did. She did trip and fell. And another camper, which I think it's Lucas. I'm assuming it was Lucas who said it, which is kind of like a call out to what happened to Lucas previously when Franklin fell. And I think it is Lucas who yelled. Another camper said Bigfoot.
I thought that was Chase.
Was it Chase?
Chase, and then he laughed. One other kid on the side said, "Oh, good one."
Oh,
I thought it was Chase.
That's
It
what
sounded
I
like
thought,
Chase.
but I mean, I wasn't putting too much mind because
Yeah.
we're learning
Right.
so many characters.
Yeah.
So I didn't put too much mind to
And-
it.
and
I
the
did
kids-
think Chase though, because as of now, he's kind of made himself the camp
bully,
bully
yeah.
until
Right.
you find out that he's.
I couldn't think it was
0.2.
Lucas because Lucas has. Later on, you'll notice. I think he has a lisp.
He's like,
yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
this too.
Yeah, it
And
was
he
like
still had the lisp
Bigfoot,
when he turned
Bigfoot.
to an infected. He still had the lisp.
Oh no.
Oh my god. So when Chase or whoever it is, another camper said Bigfoot, and this might be a total reach, but it's a call out to Descendants characters again, of the big ones with the foot, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it might be a lot of the characters that they mention is like a call out to what's gonna happen to this infected.
It's really hard to tell right now because there's such general. So many of these are such general terms.
Right.
Yeah.
But like knowing Casey, any of them could
Yes.
be
Right.
that most subtle, just a little.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just a little,
and
little nods.
His artistic mind. I love that your character is doing that too. Yeah,
little nods.
Yeah, it's a little nod. So they had this whole conversation, and then the guy hooked him up.
Sounds like the gentleman wants to buy a gift for the lady.
Right. They started talking, and they said they bought the candy. I love the conductor saying,
"Don't worry, mate. Got you covered."
I got you, my man. I got you. I got you.
He's like, oh, did I hear you want to buy the lady something?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the
Hey,
gentleman
I
is
got
saying,
you.
right. He's such a wingman. That's awesome. He's not just a conductor.
That's when he
wingman.
went from
pro.
creep to like, okay, he's cool.
He's a cool guy. Yeah.
Right.
He wants both kids.
Bro.
If you want to get dark, it's just got darker.
And then the best one, I heard Wakka yell when we were listening to it in the car. He said,
Pink's the best.
"Yes, Pink Starburst is the best."
I did. I did.
He did.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So when they started talking, and then there you go. They introduced themselves.
Right.
Bro, which by the way, before anything else, Ruby said,
Who are you writing to? Your mom.
and then he said, "Oh, actually, I am writing for my mom." Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. And then she said,
You gonna write about me?
"Are you writing about me?" And then he caught him off guard.
You? No, I mean, I don't even know your name.
Bro, his Riz,
no.
bro. Hashtag W
Nice.
Riz. Come on.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It was a smooth talker there. And I was like,
Hashtag-
okay.
Yeah, hashtag W Riz. And what's his full name?
Franklin L. Devon.
Franklin. You sure? Franklin L. Devon.
Wait, what?
It's on your bag, silly. I read it earlier. Wanted to ask anyway. What's the L stand for?
Oh, just some dumb family name. Don't ask.
Yes. And he intentionally left out not mentioning the L.
Yes.
And this is why I want to talk about this. Do you think there's an importance with this L?
I try to think, is it any L in the family?
Yeah, right?
That's where my mind went.
Yes.
Yep,
Oh, of
exactly,
course,
exactly.
Of course, we're alive.
So, because in my head, I was like, man, this is like a Luffy, Monkey D.
dragon,
Luffy.
yeah,
The D is like, what's the D?
yeah.
What's the D?
Oh, what's yeah, dude. And then he's like, freaking Franklin, his Riz, man.
No, I really want to know.
You'll have to torture it out of me.
Oh my god.
Bro got class. Much more class than I do. Nice one, Franklin.
You're gonna torture it out of me.
Yeah, man. He was good. He was good with that.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is the main reason why I went to family. Is one, they made it a big point to say his full name,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and then also he said, they asked, "What's the L for?" He said it's just a dumb family name.
Ooh, nice catch.
He specifically
That's
said
true.
it's just a dumb family name.
That's
Yes.
true.
And so I'm like, why would they say it? Does that mean that like his dad might have been a member of the family and his mother left it all, but
Yeah.
has the name still?
Yeah.
Is Casey just trying to
Troll.
make me angry and it's absolutely nothing? Like,
let me-
it could be any of this.
Let me put another thought in your head, okay? Let me put another thought in your head. This is like not a nod, but a wood in that fire, okay?
Okay.
What did he say to Blaine about? Oh, that's important. Which one? The what? The
walkie-talkie?
radio.
The radio?
The
Yeah.
radio that my mom gave me. What happened
Yeah.
to the Maulers? They specifically connected to the radios.
Huh.
In We're Alive. Now that might be nothing. It might be nothing, but he literally said, "You mean the radio that my mom gave me,
Yeah.
bro?"
And technically, this area was still in the survivors' territory.
Yes.
The survivors' range.
Yeah.
Like, it's like probably on like the outside, but if the Maulers ever went to this side of the tower at all, they might have been able to pick up the radio frequency.
Yeah, because in We're Alive, that's
Because-
the same chapter.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Go ahead, Ace. I don't
I
know
was
to
saying,
cut you off.
because at this point, the survivors were still able to reach the tower. Like, they still had full connection to the tower. It wasn't until they went further south that they lost connection.
Right.
Yeah, no, because I was gonna say in that the same chapter with Pegs, Kelly, and Michael, right? When they were using code names, and then they got captured by the Maulers. It's like, oh, you're
Ooh.
listening to us. They said, yeah, you guys are using code names. You already know. Now, what if
We already know
someone
about
was
the bird talk.
Yeah. Now, what if they're intentionally listening to the radio frequency there because they're waiting for someone to respond? that's
Right.
related to the family. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my kid is there. I gotta listen to the radio frequency if he can talk to me. You know what I mean?
Huh. Nice.
Yeah. So what if that was the case? So it's that. Of course, that's where our brain is gonna go, to the family, because it's like L. Like, why aren't you not mentioning the L? Just
Right.
say it. You know?
And it's the thing we want to know the most about.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
in the story right now, there's the most loose threads hanging around the family.
Yes. Yes.
So many other things have lines drawn to them, but like we have like it's like when you have a board up on the wall and you have red string going between all the connected things, but the family has all these yellow strings
Yes.
because we're like we think maybe it's all the maybe lines with like 3 red lines.
Right.
Like but like we're like, oh, you know, all the survivors from the tower, we have everything from all of them. Oh, Saul and Tanya, Lady Nick, like we have all those lines connected. But then whenever we hear the family, it's like, okay, we know these 4 are connected, but they're on an island.
Yeah, yeah. Now this probably not be what's the name of that kid that Peg stayed with?
Stayed with?
Yeah, in Descendants.
Oh,
Dean?
Dean. It's not Dean, right? We don't think it's Dean.
No,
Like a
no,
younger
too
Dean.
young. He's
Yeah,
too young.
He's too.
Yeah.
Because at this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
Franklin sounds like he's like 8 to 10
Yeah.
Right. So and then 18
or
years,
7
it
to
will
10,
be like
and so he'd be like
Almost 30.
26. Yeah.
He'd be
like
close
late
to,
20s.
my age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
late
yeah.
20s. It will be late 20s. Because that's another thing that I can think of. Because they didn't name who voiced the mom. You
Right.
know, in the
Correct.
in the and towards the end of this. Because that's the only thing that I can come up with. I don't have any other characters in Descendants that could be the part of the family that could be it. So yeah, it might not be Dean. And of course you could say that, oh, Dean and Franklin is not the same name. Yeah, they use different names. You know what I mean? They can use
Oh yeah,
different names.
I mean,
Right,
literally Oliver had 2 different names.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
In a 6-part freaking series.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Right.
And
hey,
he-
Jeremy, who's Jeremy? Oh,
Right.
okay, it is a fake.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
And I don't. So when he kept saying that, you know, because Blaine said it's Frankie, and he said no, it's Franklin. It could be just a normal way of correcting him that my name is actually Frankie, but it's Franklin. But also at the same time, you can say that he's forcing people to know that this is my name. You know, like to convince people that I'm not using a made up name.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But he said Franklin, not Frankie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so and then he wrote after he talked to Ruby. Ruby left because she got called in the front or whatever it is, and then he wrote down, "Mom, I'm in love," and then
And then
deletes
he
it.
writes it. I heard that. I heard that. Oh,
He's
okay.
like, no, no, no.
Yeah, no.
Like, and then he writes,
I made a friend.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Okay. Mom, I'm in love. I met a friend.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah, right. Don't you guys love the shifting that they're doing right now? Because they didn't do this in We're Alive. The shifting that they're doing from writing, you know, not writing, narrating, to talking to people. Like you can hear the whoosh, whoosh. You guys notice that?
You hear the page shift.
Yeah, and then the transitioning. It's like from writing, because Ruby like interrupting him. Are you gonna write the whole time and not gonna enjoy?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
you
I
can
see
hear
what
the
you mean.
whoosh, you know.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So this is not writing or narrating. This is just him talking to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Does the last name Wright mean anything to anyone?
No.
Because it's Ruby Wright. When they were announcing on the for her to call in, I was like, Ruby
Yeah.
Wright, can you come in? Because she lost a purse and she found it.
Yeah.
So I try to think Ruby Wright, or is there a Wright?
I don't remember the name right.
Yeah. Purse or wallet.
Yeah,
That's
you
so
would have
funny.
heard it like on the
PA.
the PA when they called her in to.
No, he's talking about like any other right in
In
the,
general,
in
yeah,
general?
yeah,
Yeah.
like connection.
Yeah.
Catalina is a lot bigger than I thought. It looks so small from the shore. We still have to take a bus from here. And I'm not sure how long that'll be. Huh?
Look what they found. My purse.
Purse? Oh, yeah, your wallet.
Now I can return the favor for all those treats.
Maybe on the way home.
It's a date.
Wait, what'd she say? There's so much going on in Two Harbors. It's like a whole little city. They say Avalon down the coast is a lot bigger. I wonder what it...
Franklin, are you going to write in that the whole time, or are you going to enjoy yourself?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
So, and then in his writing, he said that Avalon is a lot bigger. Then he said, I wonder if, and then cut off. And this is probably like the whole family thing. I wonder if my dad is here, or I wonder if part of my family is here.
Oh, nice catch.
You know what I mean? Because he said Avalon is a lot bigger. Then he said, I wonder if, and then Ruby cut him off. I wonder if he's gonna say that. I wonder if my dad is here, or if our family is here. You get what I'm saying? Come on, guys. Come on. First
I
episode.
didn't catch that. I like that though.
First episode is
that's
Scott's
good.
honor.
That's good. That's good. I was just so absorbed listening to it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice catch. Ooh.
Yeah. And then after that, we met Carmen. Carmen. Yeah.
Carmen.
Dude,
Carmen.
that's like our first like big introduction to Lucas
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Like literally like right after.
Yes,
It's
Lucas.
Like, oh no.
Yeah. So before that, so Ruby introduced Carmen. Wait. Sorry. I jumped. The Riz. We continue about Franklin Riz, and,
He really
and I
loves this
think
part.
this is unintentional Riz, but it's a Riz regardless, right? He said, I want to know what the L is. Oh no, she found the purse or the wallet, and she
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna pay you for whatever snack I ate, right? And then he said, maybe on the way back. Oh, dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
And then she said,
it's
"That's a date." It's like,
It's a date. And then he's confused, like, she said what?
Yo,
Bro.
you know, he
Boy got
externally he
game.
said you
Yeah.
said what?
Yeah, he
Internally
said
he
what?
said yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they got game.
Boy
Let's
got
go.
game. Go Franklin, go.
Yeah. Okay, so
Carmen? Please tell me I'm in your cabin again.
I may work something out.
Yes!
Who's your boyfriend?
What?
Very funny. This is Franklin.
and then when Ruby said, or Carmen said, who's this, your boyfriend? And then he said, wait, what?
He lost it. It was like, what?
You funny.
Bye. See you around.
Later, alligator.
Come on, Sinatra. Your bus is over here.
And then I see you later, alligator. And then Carmen said, all right, let's go, Sinatra.
Yeah, I saw
Sinatra.
I saw what she did there.
The lover boy. Let's go.
Because he was trying to say goodbye because Ruby left quickly. And it's
This
like,
is my bus. That's
and then
later.
all I picture is Carmen looking, and I was like, all right, Sinatra, let's go.
Yeah. And then we met Lucas.
Hey, Carmen.
Lucas,
A little birdie told me you aren't going out with anyone.
so?
Just so you know, I'm still available.
Right? If Franklin has an intentional W Riz, Lucas has nothing, bro.
The opposite.
Lucas is
Literally,
shooting for the star.
Franklin stole all of his Riz at birth.
Yeah. The dude is shooting for the star. Like, you're reaching for Carmen, and he
Bro.
has nothing. And then after this, we met Blaine,
Yep.
right? Blaine. Okay, Ace, you might be upset. You might get upset, but it's okay. Blaine reminds me of you, bro. Like, Blaine is the guy who's really
Yes.
cool and everybody loves him, right?
Yes.
Blaine is the guy that everybody
Perfect.
loves him,
Fitting.
and the guy with the guitar during camp and singing songs behind the campfire and surrounded by people. Like, this is you, bro.
You know, I'll take this one. I'll take
Yeah,
this one.
exactly.
I'll take it.
This is you, bro.
I thought of Blake, but I'll take it.
This is you. 100% Ace. And then, okay, so they were talking about this whole thing, and then of course Chase showed up, and
Hey, look who made it out of his trailer park to get to camp. What did you say?
Oh no, he's on this bus.
You know they don't take food stamps at camp, right?
Nice one.
Oh look, and he's babysitting the little baby walk too.
Hold my pack, Frankie.
Oh, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. This douche won't be.
What did you call me?
Douche.
I'm gonna mess you up.
did his whole bullying thing.
Yeah.
So typical that there was bullying camps or a group of people. One thing that confuses me, and I don't know if you guys caught this, just doesn't make any sense in my head. When Blaine was explaining who Chase is.
What a jerk.
Chase? Yep. Biggest idiot at camp. His older brother Pierce is the second biggest.
Really? Worse than him?
He said Chase is the biggest idiot at camp. His older brother Pierce is the second. And then Franklin said, really? Worse than him? Like, the math is not mathing there.
I think you heard it wrong.
No, because I listened to it like multiple times. He said that Pierce is second idiot because Chase is the biggest idiot, and then Pierce is second idiot, and then he said, "Oh, so he's worse than him." Like,
so I definitely heard it. I heard it the other way.
Oh, really?
I heard that script line the way you said it, and I kid you not, I heard it in how you are hearing it.
Yeah,
I was like, wait.
Oh,
that didn't
maybe
make sense.
I misheard it then.
Yeah.
No, because how the script went, it's just how Buggy heard it, or yeah.
It was I was confused because
But
I
I
listened
knew
to it
what he
multiple
meant.
times.
I
Yeah,
knew
know.
what he meant, but
I know.
it's like,
so
wait,
it's either like a mistake in the pod, or Franklin misheard it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now Blaine has everything. We found out that he has everything.
So what have you got?
What?
You know, contraband, booty, swag. The camp system runs on illegal currency.
The system?
Yup, and I'm sort of the best at working it, so...
He's the go-to guy for every contraband in the island. Whatever contraband you want, Blaine has it.
He's the go-to guy.
Yeah. Now, I thought about this. What a great guy to get stuck with during apocalypse. You know? He has everything. Like, you survive. Right? What do you need? You want some shanks? I have some. Yeah, he has everything. Then and then he said that
I can tie this extra tight.
Hey, that's a good clove hitch. Sure you've never been to camp before?
This is at least a thing I can do. If there's only one badge I can get this summer.
Nah, you'll get more. I'll see to that. Just stick with me, Frankie. Got a feeling this is going to be one heck of a summer.
Famous last words. This is gonna be one heck of a summer.
This is gonna be such an interesting combo because it's like, obviously we learned that they become a trio.
Yes.
Yep.
A very core trio. But in this moment, I might have missed it, but like they went over several different characters in this moment because he just kind of introduced it. He's like, here's this person. He's like, you met Lucas.
There's the twins.
That's my main man, Gus.
Yeah.
The bus driver.
Yeah.
Hunter and Harry, the twins.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about trying to tell them apart. None of us can.
And then they said, everybody
You
can. You can. Yeah. And then it cut off because like there's so many names.
Yeah, that's how Franklin said.
Yeah, and then he goes through like Bobby, blah blah blah. And then he rambles on, and then we actually get to see Chase and Pierce at this point.
Yes. Yep.
And then he starts asking like, what kind of goods you got?
Yes. Yeah.
What kind of currency trade? What do you got?
Yeah. The contraband.
$4 and like 38 cents or whatever.
The whole thing kind of remind me of the current We're Alive, where people are just trading with not with money but with.
Which is huge.
Yeah,
that's huge. Which honestly means that if Blaine gets through this, he's going to be a step ahead of everybody. He's
Right.
like, I'm already going to know how to trade.
Yeah.
He said he's the king of contraband. Like,
yeah, I know, and this is why he's a great guy to be with. Stuck within any apocalypse.
Yep.
Because he has it.
And he says one of my favorite lines in the entire episode right here. He's like, "Oh, you hide that. You don't let anyone. You don't share that with anyone. You don't let anyone see it. Keep it secret."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I was like, "Let's go, the Lord of the Rings. Let's go!"
And he did the knot too. He did the whole knot thing. So
yeah, that's where he's like, "Oh shoot, you learned that?"
The family. That's another clue for the family. He knows survival instinct.
Yeah, they
That's
know
true.
knots.
That
they
is
know
true.
all these survival
That is
things.
true.
Yeah.
Like, because when what's his name, Blaine was like, "Hey, that's a good." I don't know the name of the knot.
Yeah.
I was like, "You sure you haven't been to camp?"
Yeah, I googled the name.
I was like, and then he, what's his name?
It's like a
Franklin said, like,
Yeah.
This is the least I can do.
Yeah, this is probably the only medal that I'm gonna get from this. It's
Right.
like, I'll make sure you get more. That's what Blaine said.
Dude, he's such a G. I love Blaine.
Yeah,
Blaine's awesome.
you're Blaine.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, that's another clue for being part of the family survival.
Nice catch.
I am gonna play devil's advocate here. My biggest argument for him not having any relation to the family whatsoever is actually lockdown. We had a full story already about the family, about someone from the family.
Yeah.
That is my biggest thing trying to deter me from thinking strictly family. Although, like, I have alarms going off my head saying, like, yo, that's a clue, that's a clue. I'm, like, trying to ignore all of it. I'm like, because of Oliver, that is my biggest argument to him not being Franklin not being a part of the family.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It's still very possible, but I'm trying so hard to have that.
So many
disconnect.
like Casey's like throwing bones there, here and there. Like, come pick it up.
No. He's throwing bones while he's eating the chicken above watching.
Yeah, while killing characters.
I really believe this kid is part of the family, and I'm going to just throw it out there. Maybe, just maybe. Probably I'm getting ahead of myself. This is probably Vera's half brother.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
I feel like it would be too young though still.
But because
that would mean it's Jeremy's other kid, because it's not going to be CJ's.
Yeah, it's not CJ's.
And Oliver's not that old. So 18 years ago, Oliver's probably a teenager.
You think so when he was in lockdown?
No. This is oh, true.
Yeah. Lockdown is a little older for sure.
Yeah, so he's probably like 24-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
So I guess that is possible.
Because we're alive, Scouts Honor right now.
I'll take it back.
We're alive, Scouts Honor, and Lockdown almost.
Yeah,
I don't want to say, but it almost started all at the same time.
Yeah. I really.
Oh well, this one starts
earlier.
This one actually, I would say, starts after We're Alive Story Survival.
No, because remember Michael, the first episode, it begins.
Yes, but it began earlier here versus on Catalina.
Yeah.
So
right.
technically, just time-wise,
3 hours
I would
early.
say this probably started about that 3 hours later.
So we met with Joe and Pierce, and this is an interesting thing, banter between the two of them.
Frankie, meet Joe, our most fearless, enthusiastic scout leader.
It's Franklin.
Yes, you're a pollywog. Franklin, you are just going to have the most amazing time here at Camp Emerald Bay. Baroo!
Dumb shit.
That's Pierce.
Right? I know. Dude, I actually, after my whole plan of starting this podcast is us just sitting down, sighing, because we know what happens to these people.
Right.
I know.
I know.
Bro, so tragic. So tragic. And then one interesting thing that Pierce said, he said that,
I'm sorry, Vern. Were you the first one to earn the Dragon Scouts talent last summer? No. Golden boy, you finally lost this time.
What a bitter guy. He's so bitter.
Right?
You finally lost this time. I'm the master now.
This dude screams life as bottom of the totem pole.
Right,
And the moment he's on top, he's like, now everyone else is the bottom of the totem pole, and I'm on top.
Right.
And everyone's like, yeah.
So on this portion of the episode, I got confused because when I first heard Joe, he sounded very mature and older. So I'm assuming this guy was like up in his late 20s or like mid to 20s.
Right, yeah.
But then continue on that whole portion between Pierce and Joe. Pierce comes in, he sounds very young, and then he kind of throws his position into him. And I'm like
14, 15.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, so
he's a lot older.
I respect Joe for respecting position, but it's like, dude, this kid is young. Are you in the same age? Or so they kind of threw me off of
I
age.
think Pierce and him are like, they sound like the guys that went to camp about the same time, like, and they've been going to camp for, let's just say, 7 years. So they're in like high school now. They've been going since they were kids. And the whole time, Pierce has been that step behind and finally wins. Like that's where my mind went with like their setup.
Yeah, okay.
How accurate that is a different ballpark. But that's just where my mind places them.
Yeah, but when Joe came out, I was like, you did? Okay, you are the leader. I was like, what are you doing, Joe? Why are you throwing your shoulders down? This is a kid that you're talking to.
Yeah. They're about the same.
Well, if it was Blaine, Pierce would already have been knocked out.
Right? Yeah.
I agree.
And then we met the third person out of this trio. We met the Brainiac, Zach.
Zach.
Yeah, he's super smart, like the smartest person you'll ever meet. And he's super rich.
He came here with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Zach,
I'm excited about him.
Yeah.
I'm looking
he was
forward to
raised
it.
by a maid, or by the maid. And they pulled in with the yacht. What a G, bro.
He's a
Like,
rich
yo,
kid.
just bring
too?
the helicopter. He
right.
said like parachute in next time or something.
Now here's
So
here's
hilarious.
my thought for you guys, and I might be wrong, which I'm probably wrong. Do you think this yacht is the same yacht that Michael and Pegs hopped into?
Ooh, nice.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it got
Nice.
abandoned and the whole thing is just gone. Dude, that would be interesting if it was. You know what I
It
mean?
makes sense. It makes sense.
The same yacht. Because it's there, like
Nice
it happened
catch.
right away.
Nice catch. I didn't even think of it. Didn't think of it.
Right.
So you're saying, could that be their house? Because they were rich. Could that be that rich house at the
Oh,
corner of the
dude,
beach?
interesting, right?
That I did not think about.
Dude,
Yeah, because
wow.
Kelly, they were up in that house.
I think it's supposed to be like a couple houses down from the one that they stayed in is where the yacht was.
Right.
But like, yeah,
but like I
what
said,
if that was them?
But like I said in a previous podcast that we have done, not everything's connected to everything. Okay, it can be a new thing.
Hey, you got new characters. You got new characters for this one.
right.
But yeah.
It's harder to connect things in here than it is to Descendants, but there are so many nods just in the first like 10 minutes that it's hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then we hear they got there, they started talking, the usual thing. He introduced Zach. This is Frankie. Now we have the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, we know it's Blaine.
Mm-hmm.
We have the brain.
Yep.
And then the main guy.
Zach.
And I have it in here in my notes. We need the brute, and what we find out eventually that I think it is Frankie. Frankie is like the brute person in the group, not like muscular, but he's the only one that enjoyed hiking over the other two. You know what I mean?
He's like the
more
endurance
fit
guy.
Yeah. He's like the dang it, what's the name of the trio in We're Alive? Michael, Angel, and
Saul.
Yeah, he's like the Saul of the group. You know what I mean?
I would assume Saul was more Blaine, but I see what you mean.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think Michael is more Blaine, and then Angel is
I'd
like
say in
book
role,
smart.
yes.
Yeah.
But I would say in character, if we're trying to connect like the three to the three,
Yeah.
I would say that Zach is most like
Angel.
Michael in
Really?
mind.
Okay.
Really?
In mind.
Yeah.
Not in position, but in mind.
Yep.
I would say Blaine is more similar to Saul in mind.
Okay.
And which would mean that Angel would be most similar to Frankie. And that's mostly because a little bit more inexperienced, has good knowledge though, and he knows how to do the work.
Fair
So
enough.
he knows
Okay.
how, but the moment he's in it, he's like, "Oh crap, what do we do? What do we do?"
Yeah.
I think you might be right that he might be the
brute.
Yeah, because if we're believing that this kid is from the family, he might know a thing or two.
It's true.
Yo, he about to come out be a secret
For real.
assassin. I swear.
But then
He was
again,
sent to the island on a
wait,
mission.
hold up. But then again, this guy said, "Well, Mom, don't hate me, but
I got my first fight."
Got my
and
first
in that
fight,
first fight,
and my first
black
black
eye.
eye.
Yes.
Yeah, but he stood up against an older
Yeah,
person.
right?
Come
Okay.
on.
Mad respect.
Mad
Dude,
respect.
the moment he stood
Exactly.
in, I'm like, yo, this dude is
Frankie.
on top
Yeah.
of the totem pole.
And he
I
did
do
the first.
not care.
He did the first. I don't want to say first skill because I don't know if he killed that kid in the room where he ended up running to. But he had the first encounter that we know of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe he ran.
Yeah, might have the brute there.
I'll say, yeah, he didn't actually like, I don't even think he hit them or anything really. He just dipped.
Yeah.
He was like trying to shove them off and dipped.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we did the whole intro video or whatever that they're happening, and
Right.
then Blaine said, "Yeah, we play this every year." And then did you guys notice the whole contrast between Joe, like inviting everybody, welcoming everybody, and everybody's like, "Yeah, woo!"
Yeah.
You know, like big applause. Woo, that was awesome. And then here comes Pierce. That's what you. I don't know if you can hear that, but like dun 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 dun. Like, yeah.
Scouts, venture ho!
Woo! Go burn!
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. Go Vulture.
Yeah, venture ho!
Womp womp.
I failed to mention it. Joe sounded like Michael, but more chipper person.
Yeah.
I was like,
a little bit. Yeah.
Did that sound like
made me think
Michael?
of
Right.
he made me think of like how Michael described himself at the very beginning of the series, where he said, I was once like the upbeat soldier,
Right.
now I'm just the beaten, battered sergeant or whatever. And so it made me think of that. Like he's like still fresh. He's still that upbeat. Like, yo, guys, we can do this. Like, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure you're on the step ahead. Before he gets into the downtrodden, like, all right, here we go again.
For real.
Yeah.
Yep. Sound right.
Yeah. And then he got introduced. Like, hey, your leader is gonna be who? Stupid Chase. Of course, it's gonna be Chase.
He's like, Chase? What?
Yeah.
He might be the brute.
Who?
Chase.
Yeah, but in their group.
I think he will be a part in the group later, though.
Oh, you think so?
Because in the...
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Because you remember how they were running at the end, we'll get to it. They were running towards the people who are coming back from the hike.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they'll run into him.
Yeah. Because they're not going to be there.
I think it's going to be one of those things that Pierce goes down.
Right.
And Chase, like, ends
Steps
up having to do a whole redemption.
Because we all know what happened to Joe.
Yeah, we all did.
I don't want to talk about it.
We all did.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. A fight broke out.
Yeah.
Right? A fight broke out when Chase got there. And the whole thing happened. We know. we know exactly happened. What do I have here? While talking to Chase, this is Joe, sorry. While talking to Chase, Joe, or Blaine, was it Blaine? Joe overheard some girls talking about a commotion that sounded serious. Uh-oh, something's happening.
Oh, yes.
Something is happening.
So, I would say, I believe you skipped forward just a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, my new assistant, Valerie, will lead troop selection this year.
What? The lifeguard? Pierce, I already assigned those.
She's not the lifeguard anymore. I promoted her. And I told her she could do it.
Seriously? I spent a whole week on this.
Get your head on. And yeah, that's a shame.
Because right after the video and everything, and everyone like announced blah blah blah, Joe had stayed up trying to like pick troops for everybody.
Correct.
And
Pierce comes out.
Pierce came out inviting his girlfriend Valerie out.
So we were believing it's his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, he said babe.
Oh yeah, he said babe. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the assumption.
All right.
And she went from being the lifeguard to being like the assistant, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And she shows up basically to tell everyone everything that we've ever done is different now. Pick your own troop.
Yep.
Yes.
It's
and
like
a troop name.
And troop name from this bucket list of names.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Then they pick Scorpion. Sting.
Aren't the Scorpions? Aren't they what they're called? In Descendants?
The Scorpions.
The ones,
I know. I thought about that.
I try to remember their name.
I didn't look it up.
The one that first attacked.
Ones that burrow.
Yeah.
That like burrow through the sand.
Yeah. I thought they were Scorpions.
I think so. Yeah.
I believe
you're right.
If we're gonna be saying all the comparison,
right, like
Scorpion is definitely one of them.
Yeah. Okay, so when they go ahead, Ace.
I wanted to put a theory out there. Like, obviously, this is less important now that like everything is already broken apart. But I think the reason why Pierce tried to do what he did was so that way he and his brother could both lead groups and have like a whole power trip with them.
Yeah.
But then also, Pierce could try and get all like the best and strongest friends he has.
Yeah.
To make sure that he stayed on top.
Yeah.
It was going to end up being a lockdown situation where like I'm keeping and I'm holding on to all the strongest people.
Right.
So that way I can stay the one in charge.
Yeah.
It seemed like one of those things, while on the other hand, Chase is leading the group of people that he doesn't like so he can keep them down.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Scout rule number 1. Honesty and honor above all. Scout rule number 2. Safety first. These are all useless. Chase rule number 1. Listen to every word I say, and if you don't, I will be your worst nightmare. Check your crap. You'll learn all the other rules on the hike. Let's go.
Whoa! Blaine, you brought fireworks?
Shh. Told ya. I'm the king of contraband. You know fireworks cause an average of 18,000 fires each year? And Catalina's prone to fires. Don't worry. We'll shoot them out over the water.
And then this is when we find out that Blaine has fireworks.
Right.
And he has all the special stuff going on, and we know this is gonna play a role, you know, in the thing, because he said, "No, don't worry, we're gonna shoot it in the water, you know?
Over the water."
Yeah, over the water. That's it. And then Joe assigned. I guess I'm jumping back and forth, but Joe assigned Franklin to have the map, because he had to go and deal with some things when he overheard the girls talk about some commotion going on.
Huh.
So he said, "Hey, you have the trail map," which when Chase left, they didn't take it. So, you know, he's an important character because he has it. He has the trail map.
And so the reason they left is because right after Joe left, Chase like kind of went all dictatory and is like,
he was making his own rules.
say go.
Like Chase rules number 1.
Yeah, he's like, camp rule number 1, blah 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 blah. Camp rule number 2, blah. You know what?
These are stupid.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Chase rule number 1. Listen to me.
I say go.
Yes, exactly.
And then we figure out the rest of the rules while we're doing hiking.
Exactly.
It's the worst. He's the worst.
And then and then that's what starts the fight, is because Blaine gets called the poor kid charity case.
I don't really know how it happened. It was all so fast, but don't freak out, Mom. I kinda got in my first fight. Hey, get off of him!
Looking to join the fight, noob? Well, get in there!
Don't push him!
And got my first black eye.
And he's got a short fuse.
Yeah.
He has that Saul fuse.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then the fight broke out. I love it. I love the whole thing, because Franklin like stood up and did something too, you know? Like, he's not going to be that one kid who's like, I'm just going to be here. I don't even want to be here, so I'm not going to deal with any of these, you know?
And Chase freaks out so much because you can tell the fight didn't go well for him.
Yeah.
Because so even though Franklin's the one that walked out with the only mentioned blow, you can tell it didn't go well for him, because he snapped immediately. He was like,
"Screw this shit! You 3 go see my brother in the main office. You're out of my troop."
Like, he even said, he even told Valerie, "Kick him out. I don't even care." You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who gave him the black eye? I'm trying to figure it out, because I thought
it doesn't say for sure, because it
one
could
of
have been.
I was assuming it's one of his
the dude's
minions.
cronies.
Yeah. Okay. The cronies. Yeah. That sounds right.
Which is most likely what it was, because it's most likely one of those things where Blaine and Chase were fighting, and a crony was like in on it too, and the groups clash, and then not just the two clash.
But that's when the fight stopped, when they actually knocked him out. So my assumption is like, wait, were they not fist fighting, or were they just wrestling? Is that what happened? And then
those two were probably got like a couple slugs, and then they were wrestling. But then when Franklin, the new kid, got blasted in the eye, they're like, "Oh shoot!" Like, this is a new kid.
Yeah. And then Valerie, poor Valerie, man, poor Valerie. Valerie,
I don't know how I feel about her yet.
Yeah, I know. Well, we don't.
Her story was just quick.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Her story was quick.
It doesn't matter what you feel about her.
I kid you not, I already didn't like her, because the way when Pierce introduced her, she sounded already snobby. It was like, oh, she's one of them chicks. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah. So she brought the gang to the office. And when she got there, we can hear Joe and Pierce talking.
What are you doing? We need to get everyone ready for evacuation.
I don't want to hear it, Joe. This is just a drill.
Pierce, I'm telling you, it's not just a drill. Gus is bringing the bus back right now.
This safety job has gone to your head. Do I need to remind you who's in charge?
Something's going on in Avalon.
That's like 30 miles away from here on the other end of the island. Even if it is, we're fine.
My girlfriend Zoe lives there. She always answers her phone, and I can't get in touch with her. This is real.
Well, you know, your girlfriend probably just doesn't want to talk to you.
Joe mentioning that his girlfriend hasn't answered yet. And this reminded me of Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe hasn't answered. Yep. Then he talked to Gus, or Gus talked to them. They called them because they got sent in the inner office with the director's office, and of course, being Zach and Blaine is like, yeah, that's a great idea that you left us here. No, this is like, you can tell that he knows nothing about leading. You know, talking about Pierce.
Right.
They dealt with the radio. They talked to and then they Zach is the one who figured out the radio thing, right?
I thought Blaine was the one.
So Blaine gets on the radio.
Yeah, Blaine was tinkering
and
with the radio.
He starts talking, and then
I thought that was Zach. I thought Zach is the one who figured out how to talk in the PA.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Zach, but I know those two.
He's the one who talked on the PA. Yeah, the radio was
Blaine.
Blaine.
Yes,
that's right.
The PA was Zach.
Should you be going through that stuff? I mean, isn't that the camp director's desk?
It's called making the best out of a bad situation. Let's see what we have here. Might come in handy.
What are you doing, Zach?
Got something.
Emergency broadcast system. A full island evacuation is underway.
Whoa.
We should be evacuating.
Please safely make your way to the nearest departure site.
What's going on?
The current status of the situation is...
This is not a drill. Enact all sanctioned emergency protocols calmly and safely. Proceed to your nearest evacuation point to board. Forget that. Run.
Unknown.
And then they started talking.
So he started. He like got it working. Blaine started talking, and then Zach chimed in. As safely as possible, please.
Yes, right. Well, they were talking to Gus first, and they said that the island is under attack.
Anyone there? Joe? Pierce?
Hello? This is Zach.
Zach? Who the hell are you? And why wasn't anyone answering? I'm gonna be there in like 3 minutes, then we gotta go.
Yeah, he said there's something bad going on.
There was a reference in there that I did not get. I didn't look it up. Do any of you know, or I think you might know, Ace, Shawshanking. Where did that come from?
It's a
Shawshank Redemption.
The movie, Shawshank Redemption. Because even Franklin said my mom wouldn't allow me to watch that.
Huh.
So it's Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, it's just talking about Shawshank Redemption, where they jack over the PA system.
The PA system. Yes, that's the one.
But
go ahead.
One more thing that we kind of baby skipped over, because it goes into Pierce being even more power hungry than Chase was. Because right before sending him into the director's office, it goes into like he's berating Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
It hasn't even been 3 hours. Why are you guys already here?
Yeah.
I don't care what happened. The moment they heard Chase's name, I don't care what happened.
Right. Yeah.
Go wait in there.
Complete
I have
nepotism.
too many things to deal with you.
Right.
But Joe's like fighting, saying, "Yo, there's a problem. We need to like get everybody going."
See, I appreciate Joe for knowing the reality of the urgency, but I was like, Pierce, didn't you listen to the very same thing?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's not?
Yeah.
He thought it was a joke.
Because the moment he leaves, he loses his power.
Yeah.
The moment he's gone, he's just another kid.
Dude, there's so many like first time in here, right? You have mom first time leaving Franklin. Franklin first time going to a camp, and then Franklin meeting a girl. I don't know if that was the first time. Yeah, first friend. Oh, first friend. That's right. And then you have Pierce first time being the leader, and Joe first time losing, and then Zombie
first time
Apocalypse
not being the leader.
Yeah. First time not being a leader. Yeah. And then Zombie Apocalypse broke out. I'm like, oh dang! Imagine being Pierce. It's like, bro, are you serious right now? Can we delay this Zombie Apocalypse?
Last year?
Yeah. Right. I just want to be the leader, please.
Man, he must have been so desperate if he wants to keep his leadership or his power.
Yeah.
But man,
right.
And then while they were talking to Gus, the radio cut out, and then all we can hear after that is they went outside, and then Pierce was there with Valerie. It's like, what is going on? No. Pierce and Valerie went inside.
Comes in.
Yeah,
they come in.
And then they hear the whole thing. Like Gus is like, stay away, and then they're getting bit, and then they hear like the honking from the outside. So they went outside.
And then that's when Pierce realized, oh shoot, this is for real.
Like something
what
is
should
happening.
I do? And then that's where his
No, I think he thinks that it's for real, like something bad is happening, not in general that the island's under attack, because he still told Valerie to jump into the water. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, he's like, there's a bus issue.
Yeah, there's a bus issue.
Like,
because he's still trying to calm down
issue.
people, right? He's still trying to calm down. Like, oh, he's safe, he's fine. You know?
Yeah.
Valerie, swim out to see if they're okay, or if anyone needs any help.
Are you kidding me?
You're the lifeguard.
Former lifeguard.
Get in the water, Valerie.
Fine. Gus,
Gus, are you? Oh, Good. He's okay. He's okay, everybody.
He's trying to save face.
Maybe, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit. You know, when they first listened to the radio news, and you know how they said, being precautious, and then instead of find safety, just run before she died. The news report. Why did you think Zach thought it was a prank? I'm like, that's too good to be a prank.
Oh yeah.
Like, did you think?
Because it's too unbelievable to be real.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like it's and he's like, Blaine, like that's something you would do, and he's like, not that I could pull off. It's too good.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
But that's also the difference. It's like his best friend is the Joker.
Yeah.
So he's like, tell me this isn't something you'd think of. And he's like, no, it's exactly something I would think of. But it's not something I could pull off like that.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why it was so much more real to Blaine than it was to Zach. Plus, Zach is like the super rich kid. Like everything is probably decently nice. Like obviously he's getting raised by a nanny, so it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
See,
but
you would know.
Yeah.
You see, you would.
What do you mean I would know?
Because we thought you were Blaine. Okay, yeah, you would.
Yeah. Come on, Blaine.
Yeah, shut up.
Come on.
But okay, that makes sense. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. And then the bus fell into the water and then freaking pierced. Valerie, go save him.
Right?
You're the lifeguard.
You're the lifeguard.
It was a lifeguard. that was. I mean,
but he just.
Yeah, out of all the good decisions he made, this is the best decision he's ever made. I mean, it's cruel. Let's be honest, it's cruel, but that was the best decision, bro.
So I will say, like, as dark as that might be to say, that was his best decision, because like obviously like Valerie died for it.
Yeah.
Think of how many more people would have died off Rick if that didn't happen, because everyone had time to see one person get attacked. And we have to run rather than wait for everyone to come out of that bus and then attack.
Yeah, it's it's true.
Jeez.
Oh man, it was cruel. And then when the whole thing broke out, who figured it out first?
It was Zach and Blaine.
Yeah,
Zach says
the infected are attacking.
Yeah, he said zombie rules. Zombie rules.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. He says zombie rules, man. I was like, no shot. They said it.
Yes, exactly.
He bit her.
Oh my God, Valerie!
Holy shit.
Whoa, what's he doing to her?
He's dragging her under.
Valerie!
What is wrong with them?
It's an outbreak. The sick are attacking.
Why?
I don't know. I think they're...
Oh my God.
Gotta be... Blaine, zombie rules.
Super Scout says, don't let them touch you.
And run.
Because let's be honest, all of us has zombie rules now. You know what I mean? Yeah. We might not have written it down or really thought about it, but let's be honest. We have like, okay, so zombie apocalypse right now.
Right.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call these people. I'm gonna go in
Where
this
you gonna
place.
go? How you gonna do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We
Exactly.
all have
Everyone's
it.
had it.
And of course, these are scouts. You know, they're scouts and they're boys. They're young boys. Of course, they're gonna have that. You know.
Exactly. I agree. And then
Their survival kicks in a very real way.
Yeah. Man, but dude, I mean, we keep going back to this. They're stuck in an island. There's nothing else here. It's just the island.
For real.
There's two ways that this got to play out. Either they have to eradicate the entire island's infected.
Yeah.
Or they die. Like.
Yeah. It's true.
Just
That's
like
the craziest part.
Yeah,
just
because
like
they can't swim. I mean,
the last boat has left, for their knowledge. Like, it might be in that other bay still, but to their knowledge, the last boat is left. Most of the people here are kids.
Yeah.
What do we do? Like, they don't have those adult skills.
The conductor,
they have to figure this out.
If the conductor comes back,
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Well,
he's like the saving grace, the conductor. Yes. Zach zombie rules. We all have the rules. And then he went, and then they started running.
Everyone starts running.
Everyone starts running. It's like, run. And at first, Franklin was with the other two.
Run!
Guys, where'd you go? Wait! Hey, watch out!
Get out of my way!
Blaine, Zach, where are you?
and then I think he got bumped and
he
fell.
gets separated.
He got separated.
They're outrunning.
So
him.
many
what
chaos.
it sounds like is like everyone's like
scattered,
just freaking out, crisscrossing, and they're faster than him, so they're bigger than him, so they're just forcing their way through at a good pace, and just oh no, now it's just little Franklin.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah. And then he's like confused what is happening. He ended up in a room, right? We mentioned this earlier, and he heard someone crying.
Yeah.
And then it started from crying to coughing, and then coughing to turning.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. And then
that was the second one that did that to him.
Yes. Yep. And then he just ran.
That was in a bathroom too.
Right? Yeah. Dude, when he ran, his running is like so frustrated. It's like, I can't. I'm done. You know what? I'm done with this. I can't do this.
Yeah, I was kind of laughing with it. So he even mentions it. Man, I've only been here for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm done. And then when he said that, he bumped into Lucas, and then Lucas was there with the lisp changing to infected.
Well,
and then
no,
that's when he's
that
like,
one wasn't Lucas.
No, that was Lucas.
So see, okay, I was thinking. I think Lucas, when he ran away from that room or bathroom, he tripped over Lucas.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. My foot's on your pack. I'm sorry, Lucas. Lucas? Oh my god.
And he looked at Lucas.
He saw Lucas's body.
And I'm thinking, he's dead. And I'm like, wait, is he dead?
Oh, I thought Lucas was turning.
No, then
I think
someone
Lucas
else
got eaten.
Yeah, then someone else, another infected came running, and that's when he took off.
Gotcha.
Because he looked at us like, Lucas.
Yeah.
So in my head, it's like,
grew up, had his whole moment.
he didn't change or anything. So my assumption that someone in the camp took advantage of the chaos was like, I never liked you.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Nope, that's way too dark, Wakka.
That's what I thought.
That's
like,
way
he's
too dark.
dead.
Yeah.
He didn't change yet.
Yeah, that's way too dark. No, because
but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, if someone gets like bit in the throat or something like that and goes down,
you're dead.
If it's not something that they could live with, if it's an injury they couldn't live with, they don't come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And that's
their body has to be livable.
Right. That's what Casey said too. He mentioned that these kind of zombies are not like the undead zombies. That when you're completely dead and you're still walking around biting people, like they get hungry, they experience all these things and they can still die.
It's an infection zombie, not an undead zombie.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That makes so much sense because when he saw the gang again and they said, "Is that Lucas? What was it? Shoes? Notebook? Book?
Comic book.
Comic book." And he said, "Don't even look." Don't even look. That makes so much sense. Because he's like,
don't look, you don't want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to see. That makes so much sense.
Because he had a second to actually look at Lucas. He was like, Lucas?
Yeah.
Lucas? Yeah. And then he like got sick and everything.
Yeah, they were getting a guilt trip. It's like, man, if it was only with our group, it wouldn't have happened.
And Blaine said, I know. Like you can tell he's been thinking about it. Like it's been in his head the whole time.
Yeah, well, he was one of the ones that said, yeah, you're not coming with us.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that kicked him out of the group. Right. Well, not kicked him out, but didn't let him in the group.
You have your comic book friends.
Yeah, you got your anime friends.
Your anime friends. Yeah, you get your anime friends. Okay, so he bumped into Lucas, and then he met with the gang. They started going. And then you can hear in the background.
Yeah.
At first, I think Joe has no idea because he was talking. He wasn't freaking out. He was just talking. I don't know. I can't comprehend what he was saying, but he was talking to someone or he was saying something. I think he's on the phone or something, like calling his girlfriend. But he was saying something and it's still calm, right? It's not like freaking out, like let's get out of here or something like that.
I thought Joe was like running to them.
Yeah, I thought Joe was running because they were coming back.
At first, because they saw Joe first. In my head, this is what happened. Like they saw Joe first talking in that corner.
There it is, the totem. And look, there's Joe. He's coming down the trail.
Find them.
Joe! Joe!
Look out, boys!
There's one behind us!
Oh my God!
Get down!
far as you can. Away from here.
Go!
No!
Do it.
We can help him! No! We can't! Blaine, no! We have to keep going!
Damn it, let me go!
Just keep running! We have to get as far away from Cam as we can!
Is Joe going to be okay?
I don't think so. Just listen to what he said. Run!
And then Joe looked at them, and then they saw, which I believe is Gus. I might be wrong. I believe it could be Gus because it sounded more brutal. Like
yeah, I thought Gus was chasing them.
Brutally.
Chasing them.
Yeah.
Brutally, yeah. And then he took off. Like it clicked in his head. Oh, they're in danger, and then he took off. That's what I pictured, and it could be either way.
I assume he was coming back from grabbing the hikers because he left the room knowing about the urgency.
He left to try and find them.
To find the rest of the crew.
Yeah, the rest of the Scorpions.
Yeah, the rest of the Scorpions. And I'm assuming that the PA reaches as far as outside, wherever it is in the hike. And he ran coming back knowing that there's something's wrong. And he saw Gus or the infected chasing the three. And we all know what happened next.
It is so dark. Oh.
Yeah, because that's kind of what my mindset was. I didn't think he even made it to the hikers yet. Because he was probably walking. He was probably like fast walking or like jogging to get to them. But when he came back, like I thought he was like sprinting back, like running straight at the group, yelling behind you.
Right.
And then while they're all running to him, and then they have the realization that there's one behind him, and then he tries to like stop them, block it off, and then gets swarmed.
And then you hear a bite. I was like,
and then he said,
you hear the bite, and you hear him still fighting, dude.
Run! Yeah.
Run. And then as they were running, you
broke.
hear him change scream. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Bro,
Now,
it broke. That actually hurt me.
Dude,
That
it hurts because it's like you have so much hope for this good character. Like he's one of the best characters in the episode. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have the full contrast between Pierce and Joe. Which, by the way, so when Franklin fell, someone bumped him and he said, "Get out of the way." I think that was Pierce. I think that was Pierce.
So.
Yeah, who bumped him. It's like, get out of the way.
I think so because I kind of heard a Pierce sound person.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that was Pierce. So you can see that whole contrast between Pierce, it's like get out of the way, to Joe, saving them. It's like, it was tragic.
Man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. And then we end up with Zach saying,
Come on, Blaine!
If Joe couldn't stop one of them.
I don't know who else could.
Whatever you do, don't look back. We're on our own.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Yo, bro.
I'm like, dude, there's no shot that's the last line of the first episode.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're on their own.
I'm so looking forward to the next one already.
Let's go, bro. I'm excited for Franklin. I'm excited his development, and if he's still alive by the end of this, I'm excited to see him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Shoot.
Like, the timing of this getting released means we're either gonna be introduced to things from the story, or someone from the story. At least someone.
Yeah.
I think someone. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, it might not be many people. It could be Pierce. Like, it could be someone, or not Pierce, but Chase. It could be someone unexpected. It might not be Franklin.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. The timing of it means that I believe in season 2 of Descendants, someone's going to come into play.
Yeah. I mean, someone might say in the comment or in, wherever, a Facebook group or Discord, some might say that Blaine is part of the family, which I can see it yes and no at the same time, but there's not a lot of hints yet.
Right.
Being Blaine being part of the family, like the only thing that you could say is he has all the contraband, like he collects everything.
He knows how to he knows how to get, but he's street smart.
Yeah, he's very street smart. But that could play with the being part of the Scouts honor or being part of the Scouts, so he knows all of those things.
It would be weird to think of him as it, though, because they keep talking about the background of him being broke.
Yeah, being broke.
And it's like, there's been no one in the family that's been like that, like the Charity case. Because even the ones that are lower in the family have those skills to get ahead.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that could also be why that's the frustration of him being that, because he was his part of the family was kicked out of the family.
Right.
Whatever.
True.
There's so many things it could be, but
you know what would be sad in this whole episode? And it's highly unlikely. We don't hear anything from Ruby again.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Ruby's gone. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
that was just that.
It was just a way to pull you in.
Another Samantha.
Shut up.
Dang.
You shut up.
Dang, bro.
Our guy fell in love.
You had to go there.
Fell in love and then it's gone.
So you're saying that was a Dot and Samantha moment?
No, Dot is still alive. Dot is still there. Talking about Datu.
I forgot the two.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because Dot is still alive.
Yeah, I was like, wait, something
Dot's
doesn't
still
sound
okay?
right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. In my head, I was like, wait, why does Dot not sound right? Datu, that's right, Datu.
Something doesn't feel right.
So
here.
speaking of Dot, I've been thinking about Dot. I miss Dot. Like, I mean, I re-listened Descendants, but
nice.
Dot is Dot is a great character. That's like, I want more of Dot, and it's like, can I have more Dot? That is just a great character.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, dude.
Hey, so
just
Ruby,
imagine Dot being from here.
All right. Yeah, right. Oh, dude.
I think she's a little too young for it.
Yeah, super
right.
young.
Yeah,
super young.
but
Because
just
I think they were born. I think they were born during the outbreak.
No, because we all agreed that Dot was a lot older.
Oh, that's right.
They're like 20. I think Dot was like 20.
So before the outbreak.
or 21 or something like that.
Yeah, because she survived that.
She was young.
Yeah,
she was
very
a baby
young.
Yeah, very
during the outbreak.
Yeah. But I don't think she's in there. I don't
Maybe.
think so.
No. Because I believe when, like, what the story has said is that she's from basically the East Coast.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. A lot of the We're
that's the
Alive
heads on
characters will not be in this island.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I don't.
I
think
just
so.
said imagine.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, but I don't think so. Because even like I said, like the timeline of the We're Alive lockdown, and This Scout's Honor is almost like line up. You know.
Although I like where your mind was at, like knowing the radios and them hooking up the radio. It would have been neat to overhear them intercepting their call between each other. It's like.
Yeah.
They listen to the radio.
Right, exactly.
That'll be cool.
Exactly. Oh yeah. They're listening to the birds. Like, wait, there's people.
Right. It would have been neat.
Dude. Or remember Michael talking into that radio in the yacht? What if they heard that?
Oh
yeah.
Dude, what if they heard that?
Well, if they were
Because he
alive,
said Mayday, Mayday, and
if
then
they were alive.
Yeah, I know, but they keep changing the station.
You have to. I was gonna say the crazy thing is you have to remember how long that is after.
No, it was like a few. Nah, I don't want to say few days.
It was.
Yeah,
that was like a week or two after.
Yeah, it was a week.
Because that's around the time they started getting.
Because that's season 2.
After, that's after his arm was broken.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, after the war.
So it should be a lot longer than that. I think it's months after. No,
but it's still. Imagine, like we have one episode.
Maybe like a month. I wouldn't say months.
Right.
Because it wasn't super far. I mean, it's only like chapter 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has to be sometime after.
16, still, a few weeks went by.
Yeah.
And everything has come from the island, suspecting because the island ran out of food.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But just imagine, they're like, oh, why don't we try the radio? And then next thing they know, Mayday,
like someone's
Mayday.
just hiding out there.
Yeah,
Michael.
Right.
Oh.
And then it's just like, can you hear us? Can you hear us? But it's one of those moments they can't hear.
Right. They can't.
Shoot.
Dude, that's exciting. It's super exciting.
Random question. So Ruby said that she's named Ruby because of her hair, or it's like her hair, but she's born a blonde.
She was born a blonde.
Yeah.
It changes.
Does blonde people really go from blonde to redhead?
Not usually, but it happens.
I would say it happens more often than not. They'll start out like a blonde or like a strawberry blonde, and it just turns more and more orange.
It happens. Not everybody like born blonde and just stay blonde, or born red and then just stay red.
I would say some blondes turn into brunettes. Like blonde hair is super weird.
Yeah. Ruby sounds interesting. I think she's gonna be there.
She's our
Samantha?
No.
That's literally what I think of. Like,
Who's our
Samantha.
Lizzie?
She's the one one of my favorite characters. The bow girl.
Lizzie?
No.
No. Oh shoot.
Riley?
Because they both have accents.
Riley. Really?
Yeah, you see French, and she has that London.
I was gonna go with Lizzie because of Saul, and they're both.
Well, yeah, I get that,
redhead.
but she was like.
Oh, blonde. No, wait. Sorry, Lizzie's blonde. Sorry. Yeah, Blondie.
Well,
they're both
Lizzie
Blondie.
is Blondie.
And Angel, they're both blonde. Yeah.
But
Interesting.
the accent was a good touch. With Ruby.
Yeah. Now I wonder what was the reason why. Shoot, the name of that British dude with Kalani. He never mentioned why he's going to the States, right? I think he's more like a tourist.
I think
yeah,
so.
I don't think it does mention why.
So he might not be related to Ruby. I don't think there's any relation.
I don't
to
think
them.
so.
I think they're
think
just
so.
both,
That's a good catch. Good remember, but
yeah. That I mean that's the first thing that I thought about because there's no other people with British accent in the whole universe,
and it's such a unique thing.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any relation to that. I think it's just so happened to be two English people there, and Ruby's losing her accent because she's been staying in LA for a long time.
That's right. She did say she's been in LA for a while, and
staying with her aunt.
Pippin never said. Pippin never said that like he lived.
Yeah.
In the States. And plus he was in Hawaii.
He was in Hawaii. That's right. And they just happened to be in LA, going to LA.
Well, it's not that he just so happened. They were fleeing.
Right,
to LA.
right, yeah. No, I mean like Kalani flying to LA, and he happened to hop on to that.
Yes,
and ended in LA. Yeah.
He was the pilot, no, right?
No, Kalani was the pilot.
Kalani was.
Yeah, Pippin is just a passenger, a jerk, if anything, because he didn't help Kalani and his daughter.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, that was exciting. That was so good, though.
Yeah.
That was really good. That's how you start
exactly
a show, bro.
Yeah.
Kill everybody.
Kill everybody.
Get them all out of here.
If you want a good hook, a good pilot, this is a good one.
Exactly. We know this. We watch anime. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, name it. Start like this. Don't give us softy
Solo
things.
leveling?
Yeah, right.
Start with just
Bleach, like the new Bleach
the new
series.
Where everyone just
everyone just
that we spent
dying.
hundreds of episodes
Exactly.
loving.
Yeah, that's how you start a show. None of those.
It was a good hook.
Don't give us more backstory because even We're Alive, the OG We're Alive, pilot episode was amazing.
Yeah,
it hooks you right away, right there. So yeah, we're so excited. I want to say thank you to Wakka and Ace for being here.
Yeah,
might not be physically here, but he's here.
Yes, he's digitally here.
Yeah,
I'm 5 hours away, so I'm still here.
Exactly. Let me tell you this though. Casey was a little worried because I told him your whole situation that you move and things like that. He said, "Are you still gonna have a gang, the whole gang together?" He said, "Yeah, we figure it out. It'll be okay."
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you guys ain't going on without me.
Right, exactly.
I'm still here.
Right.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
Right.
One sec before we end, I do want to reiterate what you said because it's at the end of the episode, so I had it at the end of my notes.
Right.
Just to be excited again, like 15 years.
Yes.
Like we're right around the corner from 15 years for We're Alive. So I just want to say thank you to Casey and the whole team that's been there from the start, the middle, and now the end. Like where we're at. Yeah. Like that's just crazy. And I'm so excited to get 7 more chapters of this.
Yeah.
For real.
You're one of the reasons why this guy's still around.
Yeah, exactly. This
why
means a lot
listening
to Ace.
We're Alive while in the hospital.
Agreed.
Yeah,
man.
No kidding.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
15 years ago. I was 15. No, 17.
Yeah, this is almost half
more.
Yeah,
I was say I was 14.
Like 20.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Oh,
and I've been listening to this since I was 18. So
yeah,
I mean, I've been
because you were you waited per
I've been
episode
listening
during,
to it for 11 years.
Yeah, during We're Alive. Like you were one of those batch.
I believe it was
episodes.
I believe it was season 3, like the back end of season 3 is where I started listening to it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so
thank you.
It's been a while.
It's awesome. 15 years.
15 years, and
That's
it's coming
crazy.
to a close. Like no,
I know. What an era.
But we
era.
do know we have a definitive release for this series.
Yeah.
Because we know the finale is being released on the 8th of May.
Yes.
On the 15th year anniversary.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So we're gonna have all of them. You're gonna have all of them. Yes.
So
just need
super excited to be back for at least this 8-parter.
Yep.
Before we get into the
and then Second Descendant.
And that comes back.
Descendants 2. and then that's it. I love it. I love it.
Until we find another one of Casey's projects.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we did. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take it easy, yo.
Bye-bye.